Hey everybody, what's going on today? The end of summer is here. We've had a great summer. We've barbecued, we've cooked, we've grown our own veggies, we've grown our own fruits. It's been a real good time. But now the end of summer is here. And if you head up to the garden, and if you did what I did, way back in April, you went to the garden market or you planted your seeds and you're like, oh, 6 tomato plants. That sounds about right. So you plant 6 tomato plants. And then you get impatient and you're thinking, well, they're not really doing anything. So you go ahead and you plant 3 or 4 more tomato plants. Now you have 10 tomato plants. And for the whole month of July, they don't look like they're doing much. Then August hits and it gets hot. It gets humid. And all of a sudden your tomato plants go crazy. They start reproducing like your pet rabbit that escaped its cage and hopped on out into the wilderness and came back a week later. And let me tell you, now you have more tomatoes than you know what to do with. You've got purple tomatoes. I don't even remember buying purple tomato seeds and planting them, but I have gigantic purple tomatoes. I have yellow tomatoes that look like plums. They're delicious. Again, sure, I bought those. I planted those. Why not? I don't know. And I have these little tiny red Roma tomatoes. I did plant those on purpose, but I didn't think I was going to get 3,000 of them. But now I have tons of them, like literally pounds upon pounds of tomatoes. So what do you do when you have way more tomatoes than you know what to do with? You make salsa. Delicious salsa. I'm not talking about that dance that your friend tries to convince you she's good at, even though she's not, when you go out to the clubs or to the resort. I'm talking about salsa. The sauce, the textures, the flavors. You can serve it with nachos or tostitos. You can serve it with pork tenderloin. You can serve it with huevos rancheros, which is just Spanish talk for a fried egg with some salsa on top. So many different options when it comes to salsa, and today I'm going to show you how I make my salsa when my tomato garden has gone absolutely bananas. Alright, let's get down to business. I've spared you the time-consuming process of seeding and cutting up the tomatoes. It does take a while. You're going to need an afternoon to do this. In the meantime, I've got all my chopped tomatoes in a pot. You can peel them too if you don't like a nice, thick, chunky salsa, you like a smooth salsa. You can peel them. That takes even longer. That's completely up to you. Sprinkle some coarse salt on your tomatoes, put them in a pot, chuck them to the side. Let's get started with our veggies. Chop up some tomatoes, nice and small, just like this. Move them aside, moving right along. This doesn't take long once you get rolling. Your jalapeno peppers and some bell peppers, chop those up too. Chuck those to the side in a bowl as well. Next up, some zucchini. A lot of people don't put zucchini in their salsa. I do. It stays firm, has a nice texture, and it just soaks up all that flavor. Then I've got some herbs from the garden, some basil, some oregano, some thyme. I'm going to chop that up. We're going to put that in our salsa also. And then we've had a couple cloves of garlic. Take those, chop those up. I put garlic in everything. You knew that already, though. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to add all those to our salted tomatoes that are already in the pot. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to give that a good stir, get everything nice and mixed up. We've got to turn our oven on medium-high, and we're going to bring things to a simmer. In the meantime, I've got a can of tomato paste or tomato puree. Go ahead and add that in. This is going to thicken everything up, give us a nice consistency when everything is done blending together in our pot. Now, some apple cider vinegar. You want a little bit of tartness, something that, you know, the tomatoes can't give you on their own, so chuck in some apple cider vinegar, some smoked paprika. I like everything to be a little bit smoky. Some people like a sweet salsa. I like a smoky, savory salsa. And my secret ingredient, just a little bit of honey. The sweetness really cuts through the apple cider vinegar, the paprika, and the jalapeno peppers. It blends together nicely. We're going to put that on the stove, get everything mixed together, and we're going to cover it up for about 10 minutes. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. We don't want things to get soggy. We like them to stay nice and firm. Go ahead. Take your salsa and spoon it into some sterilized mason jars just like this. Put the top on. This batch that I made today made 4.5 jars. That half jar, that'll be my test jar later. I'm going to eat that and I'm going to enjoy that. But in the meantime, guys, put those on the shelf, put them in the fridge. They'll stay for months in the fridge. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Have a great summer. Happy welcome to fall. See you guys later. Share my videos, please.